Hi all, so welcome to the today's tutorial. So till here we have added gun, we have added torch, and we have added their spawners also. We have added bullet projectiles too. So today's our next task is to spawn bullets. So because right now what we are doing, we are initializing the bullets in gun only. And if you will see carefully, we have by default we have bullet count of 5 and that's it. If we will exhaust these 5, then we are gone, right? So we have to create one spawner for our bullets too. So let's do that. So under spawner, and right now if you will look carefully in our spawner base, it does contain the functionality of visual mesh and the spawner area. If we want to overlap, and it is the code is all here, right? Like if we will overlap that component, it will do certain tasks. So we have created the child in gun spawner and the torch spawner. So we will do the same. What we will do, we will create one more class of child, the m spawner base. So let's do that. Add class and struct class. Okay, right click, add Unreal class, and in all classes search for m spawner base. Sorry, m spawner base. We select it and we will name it as m bullet spawner. Perfect. uh, and we can also keep it under weapon, but right now as it is the child of a spawner, so uh, we will keep the same hierarchy. So just press OK. So if you look carefully here, we have created one hierarchy, right? This is the child of m spawner base. So we have one virtual function of on spawner area overlap begin. If we will go inside it, what it is doing, it is calling the attachment custom component, and then it is destroying this component, right? But in our case, in this spawn, in that bullet spawner, we don't want that. We want, like, as soon as it will overlap that actor, it will increase the count of this gun by 5. The bullet count, it will increase by 5. So how we will do that? We will call the same function virtual void on overlap on spawner area overlap begin. Press tab, alt enter, generate definition, and you will see right now, as soon as I will overlap this sector, it will call this function, and here it is calling super, but in our case we won't do it. Why? Because in spawner base, it is attaching, it is calling this function which we don't want, right? So we won't do it. But I want certain functionality, so I will copy and copy paste it here. We'll remove it. Perfect. So right now I'm checking if overlap actor is a type of m character base or not. If yes, then we will go forward. Next thing what I will do, I will get this component. And how we will get this component? Because by default it is not there, it is not inside the character base. So we will search component by class. So how we can do that? Overlapping character dot find component by class, and here we have to pass the class of that component which you want to search. So in our case, that is umskc gun static class. So what it will do, it will give us the component. So we have to cast this component in this class, right? So gun component is equals to cast we will cast this to you mkc gun. So once it is casted, I will check if it is valid or not. If so, mutils is valid, gun component gun component is not valid, and if it is valid, then what we will do, gun component dot inc gun ammo count. So okay, that variable is not accessible, so let's see if it is public. uh, okay, so but we will make the incrementer function, so void increase ammo count int quantity, and alt enter, increase ammo count, and the variable was bullet count, right? So bullet count has increased by quantity, so it will increase the bullet count by this much of quantity. So now get back to the bullet spawner, increase ammo count by 5. So this is done, and our next task is like by default, like for this bullet spawner we haven't set any visual mesh, right, as we have set it uh, in gun spawner, if you can see here. So I will copy paste this code in bullet spawner, and in this case what we will do, I will go to that bullet Zomikilla C plus. Okay, so content Zomikilla asset. I think when we were shooting we should have it, right? In projectile bullet we already have it, right? So this is the static mesh which we do want to set, so we'll use the same. And if I remember carefully, I think we were cranking down the scale of this bullet. So let me check it. I think it was inside the gun shooting functionality. Shoot. Yes, we were scaling it down to 0.1. So we will do the same inside the spawner. So bullet spawner, we will set the SMC visual mesh at scale, cell world scale 3D to 0.1. So f vector 0.1 comma 0.1 comma 0.1. So what it will do, it will scale it down. Okay, this is perfect. So as soon as we will overlap this actor, it should increase the bullet count by 5. So let's check. I hope we are doing everything fine. We are, yes, I guess so. Or we can do one more thing actually. If we will go to its super class, super, if we will call this super, it is calling this function attach custom component. So in our case we are not overriding this function in mbullet mbullet spawner, so it will call this function which is doing nothing, so we can ignore this. So actually it is just destroying this, right? So even if we will call this super, it won't do any harm in our case. Okay, but I will not use that, so it was just for explaining. So let's compile. Okay, it's successful. So let me go to that C++ class zombie actor spawner, and this is the bullet spawner. I think this is good. So first I will pick up my torch, then I will pick up my gun. So my bullets are empty. I will take this bullet. Perfect. So code is working fine. But in our current code there is one issue. Can you guess it? If correct, so if we don't have our gun, it will still consume this sector, right? So what we have to do for this to save, uh, we will check if it is valid or not. If it is valid, then we will destroy it. Else, it will remain the same. So let's check that too. Perfect. So play. Let me go near this. Okay. But unable to do anything. Let me pick up my gun. Now we have come. Perfect. So this was it for today. It was kind of small tutorial just to understand how we can do it. Thank you and have a nice day. Do remember to subscribe. Bye bye.